Hi, welcome to another episode of Deployapps.io series. So in the previous screencast, we have seen how we have configured the Laravel deployment pipeline, where we are able to deploy Laravel applications automated way as well as manual way. In this episode, we will see how we can configure VueJS deployment pipeline so that we can deploy our VueJS project to our server via Deployapps.io. So what we have currently, like we have a phrase like vue project, and if we run that vue project in my local, so you can see this is a simple project, and we will deploy this project via deployapps.io. Okay, so first let's see, we have like DigitalOcean server, and there also like our Vue application is running, so we will automate that one. So if I log in and see, so we have a folder called like Vue folder, and inside that we have a dist directory, and that directory is pointed to our Apache server, and that's why we are able to access these things. So let's configure and create a pipeline so that we can deploy. So first, set up a pipeline. So you can use blank canvas, or you can use the existing template, which will help you to create pipeline very easy way. So let's say we can keep that name as it is. The health check URL, if you are using domain name, you can put that GitHub, and we have this project is hosted in this GitHub repository. So let me copy the URL, and branches, main branch. Okay, target server is this one, and where we will actually deploy. So let's so currently of our Vue project inside the Vue directory. So if you don't want to touch that existing directory, suggesting create a new directory. So let's say here my Vue project, so that could be your deployment directory. So here nothing is present, so what I will do, we will copy this path as a deployment directory, and we will configure our pipeline. So this is where our project will be deployed. If you want notification, you can. So then what it will do, first clone the services, then install the necessary node modules, and then run the npm build. Okay, so here what we can do, instead of this release directory, we can actually use the dist directory. So it will point the dist directory to our current directory. So if I like, let's say save, or okay, now let's deploy this project. So okay, so our cloning started. Now we should be able to see these things. So let's go to the path, and if I refresh, so you can see a new release directory, releases directory is created, and inside we have this new deployment, and inside that we have all the files cloned from our repository, and it's installing the NodeJS module. So what I will do, I will pause this video, and once this npm is install is done, we will resume. So as you can see, node modules installed, and it took like 4 minutes, and also like build is installed in 16 seconds, and our deployment is done. So the deployment is done. Now let's go to the folder and see what's happened. We can see the node module, and also we can see the dist folder. So inside this project we also have a current directory, and if we look at current, so we can see, because we have like linked with the dist folder, so inside this current we can see this build file, right? The ultimate HTML and JavaScript generated file. So what we will do, we will actually map this folder to our web root directory, and that's how we will able to automate the deployment process. So let's copy this path, and we will modify our document root. So earlier this folder was like view and dist folder, or you write this particular folder to index.html, and if I restart the Apache, we can see it. Okay, so now our application's working as before. Now what we will do, we will make some changes and deploy here. So let's say here if we give like test changes deploying via deployapps.io. So if we see it our local, what it is looks like, so these things is added, a lot of text, but it's fine for our demo. So let's quickly add these things. Changes. Okay, so we have posted our changes. Now if we want to view our existing auto deployment is not enabled, so that's why we have to deploy it manually. Otherwise you can go to edit and enable auto deploy. So when somebody will post the changes to the GitHub repository, it will automatically build and deploy to the server. So let's manually deploy the specific branch, main branch, and again we will wait some time, and after that, once the deployment is done, we should be able to see our updated changes. Okay, so let's wait some time, and okay, so this time it's first because npm already cached those module, so installation is also happened pretty fast, and now the build in progress. So build also will complete in less than a minute, in 15 seconds, and activate release and purge old release happen. Now if I like refresh this page, and you can see how easy to automate the deployment process. So let's quickly enable the auto deployment, and we will push another changes. So this is where you can enable the push to deploy, and if I save and close, and let's go back to our repository, and just we will make here just auto deploy, and let me add commit message auto deploy, and if I push the particular branch, let's say this one, and it should trigger the auto deployment. Let's wait. Yes, you can see the auto deployment triggered, and now let's see the deployment is happening automatically, so it will also not take much time. So that way you can easily automate your deployment for VueJS, and similar way you can it should work on like other front-end frameworks such as like AngularJS, React.js, Quasar, um, all sorts of framework. So here you can see the npm installation is done pretty fast. Build is running. Okay, so build also done, and now if I refresh this page, so you can see auto deploy changes. So this was like how easy to enable automated deploy using deployapps.io. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.